What up, y'all? It's your boy, the one and only A Switch, aka the 220-time social distancing champion. I may have been staying there for a good while, but you know what? I'm trying to work my way up the ranks. AKA Scrambled Egg Scrounger. AKA the nigga lip master. AKA let me stop. Bringing you yet another episode of Switches Sites, episode 81 to be exact. Today's date is November 12th, 2020. I have to say it's a special day, I think, for a lot of gamers, include myself, because guys, the best thing happened today. The best thing happened. Oh yes, if you're not watching video, I'm sorry, but I'm showing the PS5 and Xbox Series X in my possession. They made it safe. The Eagle has landed successfully, Major. Shout out to Risey K for that fire. Yes. Special day. I did successfully receive both PS5 and Xbox Series X. Thank you, Microsoft. Thank you, Sony, for sending me a free review. No. No, I wish. No. No. Cold hard cash. But yeah. Successfully procured essential. I think they're essential to me, but let's not get into dynamics. Yeah, so that's at least the reason for me being late to my normal recording time. Generally around for 5-ish. Basically, well, on top of work, I had some work to finish up as well. On top of work, I was like, let me get these set up and updating and downloading games and stuff. So got that underway. And I guess that's one thing to, should I save it? No, let's go into it right now. So, got both today, earlier today. I wanted to get the Xbox Series X earlier, but I wasn't able to. I tried reaching out to a GameStop, which is what I got the Series X from, in time, but they, you have to rush to get them damn pre-orders, so I didn't have time to switch this shipping to day one. So, could have potentially have gotten it earlier, but I was like, you know what, I will. It was too late by the time I reached out to them. I sent them an email, they didn't reply, so I just tried calling them, and then they said, "Oh, sorry, we're already in process of shipping it." I'm like, damn it! So it was a agonizing 2 days. I couldn't live and breathe or sleep without the Series X. No, first world problems. So yeah, got both. Was overwhelmed. I just looked at both just amazingly, and maybe in a sexual manner, because they were looking kind of sexy. So, I mean, I'm only a man, So yeah, I I actually invested in some gloves. I actually got that serious. I don't have them on me, but I got the straight up unboxing gloves because it was that important. So did that. Um, tended them with care and set everything up. Um, I guess some takeaways, at least from the initial setup. Xbox One looks just wonderful, just like minimalistic and like attractive. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Like I really like the look and feel of the Xbox One in person. It's totally different, you know, seeing them like on you know, YouTube videos and people unboxing and stuff. But seeing it in person is definitely a whole different experience that I definitely like. PS5, on the other hand, it's a little different. I respect the look of the PS5. I can say that. It is bold in a unique way that like a lot of people are saying it stands out, but uh how do I like put it? I was ranting a little bit about it on Twitter, but it's like awkwardly big, if that makes sense. Cause here's my issue. So I'm pretty sure I talked about it on a previous podcast, but um I made space for these consoles. Um in particular for the PS5, I intended to be one spot, but I was like, I did some measurements and like the release measurements of the console was like, it's probably not gonna fit. So I was like, okay, let me reorganize my entertainment center, which I did, and shifted. Like I had a 360 in a spot where I now have the PS5, so I did that. So at first, when I set up the PS5, it seems like the space is it seemed like it was fine, but then the more I put the PS5 in there, in this, you know, reasonable standard entertainment center space, it seemed like it was like straight up connecting, more or less, kind of somewhat grinding on the top of the entertainment center, or the entertainment shelf. I mean, and it just seems like, or it feels like, if the PS5 wasn't like angled outward, like in this motion, I'm gesturing it for the video viewers, but basically, if it isn't wasn't like a V shape and like just square and like just, you know, parallel instead of like, I guess, no, it wouldn't be perpendicular necessarily, but you know, not just like a sandwich instead of a pizza. There we go. Um, it will probably have just slipped in just fine, but then it was like, ah, crap! Now I gotta freaking make even more room for this thing, taking up every damn thing. So, um, that led me to basically replace, like, get creative and try to adjust the entertainment center. Um, so how I have my entertainment center currently, it's like basically two slots on top of two like shelves where you put consoles or whatever on top of a cabinet, and then in the middle you have a shelf where you can essentially place three console items or whatever. So I have the PS3 at the bottom, in the middle PS5, and at the top my receiver, you know, for audio and stuff. So um, I tried to shift the receiver up at the top, but I think the receiver is too big to, I guess, restrict to that space, if that makes sense. So I was like, ah, crap. So then I started thinking, I was like, when I was struggling with getting it to fit, it I was able to get the two like knobs that you essentially like place the shelving on. Basically raise that up and then put the two on the sides. So at least I could get the front two up on the entertainment center, but then it was a matter of figuring out like how am I gonna put up the bottom or back part. So then I had the dilemma, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I just leave it like that? I mean, it's fine. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. So that's essentially what I did. It seems fine. I'm a little indifferent about it. I guess maybe one concern is that, God forbid, knock on wood, if something happens to the shelving or the knobs that are holding the entertainment or receiver up, it would just demolish the PS5. So I don't know. At least for now, it's fine. I'm fine with it for now. Maybe I'll try to think of something else. But keep that in mind. What people have been saying media wise and stuff, depending on your setup, your entertainment center setup, yeah, it's a bigger boy. It's a spicy meatball. I mean, not sure how that pertains, but you know. So yeah, just the one issue with the PS5. If it was big and like, do I want to say conformative? If it was big and minimalistic, similar to the Xbox in some way or in its own unique way, I think it wouldn't be as problematic for people as it currently is. And I think at least seeing a lot of the unboxing and, you know, breakdown videos, it seems like the fins are really the biggest culprit that like feels like it's bigger than it actually is, I guess, if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, otherwise, I mean, you know, how long do you look at the console? But just one thing to keep in mind that at least from a general consumer standpoint, it is very big in size, and definitely you will have to conform to the size in however way you see fit. I was originally thinking about just putting it behind the my entertainment center, but I was like, no, I kind of want to know I have a next generation or current generation console. So, you know, yeah. So very minor dilemma. Well, no, I mean, depending on your situation, of course, but you know, your mileage may vary in terms of your setup. I hear it was probably a good idea to be an IKEA owner in terms of entertainment center furniture. Seems like a lot of their from what I've been seeing, at least, well, I guess coincidentally, what a lot of console owners, particularly for the PS5, have is some form of IKEA entertainment center. So, you know, the odds may be in your favor if that's the case. One other factor, at least for the Series X, I mean, it just looks good, man. I mean, but at the same time, I made space for it to stand up vertically, in its great, powerful monolithic design, and so I mean, that's totally up to you in terms of, I don't know. I do agree with the sentiment of a lot of people are having that like it doesn't look as good like horizontal, which I do agree. I think obviously how they designed it, it's definitely made to be vertical in its design. It's like really no room for like interpretation necessarily, but of course it can still function horizontally as well as vertically, you know, of course. So yeah. So, and then like with setting it up, man, it is crazy how easy it is to set like these consoles up. It was so damn easy. I feel like I'm feel like I'm in an infomercial. It was so damn easy. Like they say a step. So damn easy. Everybody say it in a cadence in the crowd. But I digress. Yeah, so it's super easy as long as you have the Xbox app and the PlayStation app, and you're signed in and logged into those. Super insanely easy for the PS5. you get to a step where they give you a barcode. All you have to do is scan the barcode, at least for iPhone. You just, pop up your camera. It automatically, the camera automatically pulls barcodes and then gives you a shortcut to the PlayStation app. Open the app, and then after that, it like recognizes you and then, sets you up. I believe it's probably based on Wi-Fi to some extent. So basically sets you up. They tell you, hey, put a disc in the tray and set up. And while we set you up, like, oh man, looking out for me. Thank you, PlayStation 5. Appreciate you. So they do that. They guide you to some of the media apps to download as well that you plan on using. And then they instantly transfer your profile that you had on the PS4, like picture and everything. Super slick, super seamless, I'd say. It was like one little minor hiccup at the media section where I think maybe it was trying to like seamlessly download the media apps, but it seemed like it was taking a while. So I was like at the point where like did something happen? I was trying to back out, but it wouldn't let me back out. It seems like it was like just wait. I'm doing this. Just wait. And then it was downloading. It seemed like I think it was downloading all the media apps at that time. So after like I guess maybe 5-ish minutes, it finished that and then went to the next step, which is just the privacy and all that stuff. But not to get too deep in everything, but just to get the point across that it was super seamless. And one other cool thing that just happened like shortly before I started recording, it tells you the games you're downloading like are ready to play, which is pretty damn awesome. That feels next gen. I'm not gonna lie. Just the fact that the PS5 has that I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Transparency. That's probably the best way to describe it. And this is in rest mode, mind you. So I guess the PS4 is telling the app or whatever, hey, this game is ready for you to play. So that's pretty dope. I hear the speeds are like crazily way better, faster. Like if you have a gigabit internet, which we pretty much do, you could download. I'm hearing people like download like 600, 700 megabytes per second, which is pretty crazy in practice. So definitely excited to put it through its paces, especially over this weekend. Oh my god. Sorry. I'm just speaking facts, all right? I'm just speaking facts. All in all, for me at least, initially, no issues, nothing I noticed that was problematic as of yet. I know with my external hard drive, I copied everything to my external hard drive in anticipation of connecting it, and now it's pretty cool. Like it seems like it instantly picked up all the games. The one issue, which is no fault of PlayStation 5, is that it's trying to download these updates to these games that I've gotten support patches for PS5, which I'm gonna have to delete some stuff that I probably never play or want to play or whatever. So that's only a minor caveat, but I mean it's understandable. I pretty much have my external hard drive to the max right now, so time to put some of these games to pasture, unfortunately. But the ends justify the means. You know what I mean? On the Xbox side, pretty much the same deal. The Xbox app, it'll ask you, hey, do you want to sign this app? You have to match the code they give you on the screen to the Xbox app. I think if you go to your consoles, it asks you to set up, do you want to set up a new console? And then it does that, uses, I'm pretty sure, Wi-Fi as well. And then pretty much the same deal. What's really cool, though, is that I think it's required to install an initial update to even like work. Otherwise, it won't. You're pretty much stuck with a brick, more or less. So while it's downloading the update for the console, pretty much lets you go through the setup process that you would do after the console is updated. So that saves a lot of time as well. So man, super super slick and seamless, I have to say. And yeah, like no issues like initial launch. I guess considering I got my console 2 days after the initial release specifically for the Xbox, but even for the PlayStation 5, today is release day for the PS5. I guess maybe a lot of people presumably got theirs toward the morning. I got mine in the afternoon, but then I didn't really set up until like the evening, just before recording. So who knows? All that could came into play. But either way, it definitely so far so good. No dud, no. uh, did I mention that? Did I put that as a story in one of my? I don't think I did. So I'm gonna mention it here. So, just people, just read the damn headlines. Just common sense, people. Oh my god. Either way, so there was a thing on Twitter, either Twitter or TikTok. You know how like wildfire spreads in the TikTok universe. So apparently somebody got a Xbox Series X and they used a vape pen or a vape smoker, whatever you call it. I'm sorry, I don't smoke vape like that, so I'm not. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, vape connoisseurs. I'm not that knowledgeable, but at least from what I gathered from that video, basically they were putting a vape pen under the Xbox Series X, which has very ample ventilation all around, and put it on the bottom. And the Series X has a big fan at the top, so pretty much it was pulling up all the air, all that smoke to the top. So pretty much, of course, just to get the attention, and I don't know, maybe they're probably PlayStation fanboys or whatever, get a lot of negative association and I guess traction, and pretty much all you see in that video is just the Xbox like looking like it's smoking, like, oh no, oh boy, red ring of death, even worse now. And just, well, if you even look at that video in of itself, like, you should instantly have a red flag, which I mean, first off, for it to keep continually smoke after it's presumably on fire or whatever, would tell you that it's not actually connected, or whatever. Just a lot of details to really pick from that video that you can like really call bullshit, which I think for a lot of people who are versed in the internet, Twitter, and all types of culture of negative lies, rumors being spread, should have had a red flag, and that eyebrow should have been raised very highly. So at the same time, though, to really call myself out, to be honest, there was also another video regarding the Series X where they showed damn it, did I forget to record? Son of a bitch. Well, I'm recording now. That's more work for myself. Where you have to where they showed a Series X, and they showed like a ping pong ball, and they showed that the ping pong ball would float on top of the Series X. So me, like, thinking from a logical standpoint, like, oh, that seems like that makes sense. The Series X blows air, and the ping pong ball seems like it's light enough that, yeah, it would float. Apparently that was fake, and I got a little too giddy excited, and bought like 50 ping pong balls, because what place sells one singular ping pong ball, in anticipation. So now, pretty much after it's been delivered, come to find out that was a totally fake video, and I'm just looking like an idiot with 50 ping pong, 50 green, 50 green ping pong balls. So it's a double edged sword, I have to say. I mean, I'm saying don't fall for these dumbass um videos that are, obviously false, but and here I go buying 50 ping pong balls in the hope of having a ping pong ball float on top of my Series X. So lesson of the day, do your research. To my credit, I looked at some of the comments. It seemed like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try this out. Oh, I'm gonna try this out. I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna try it out too. So not one of my best moments, but I mean, to my credit though, it seemed legit. It didn't seem like there was any room for like falsehood. I guess I'm curious how they did it. I'm gonna look into it at least after I'm done, but just to put that out there either way. So yeah. Outside of that, overall, very positive, very satisfied with my investments in each console. I am a happy camper. I am peachy as peach. Is that the term? Damn it. It was something. Parched as peach. No, I'm not well, I maybe am thirsty for the consoles. I was thirsty, of course, when I saw them. When I just saw them in the room. Let me stop. So yeah. Hopefully that may have helped you guys. Maybe in your decision, curiosities, what have you. But of course, definitely expect to hear more next episode, where I will be putting these babies through the paces, and give you more insight, even though of course there's other people, but to get my perspective. So without further ado, let's stop the dilly dallying. Get right into that news. First topic of discussion. Mind you, it's gonna be very PS5 heavy since a lot of this came out. I think I might have missed some of these stories from last episode too, so I'm gonna shovel them in here as well. PS5, they did confirm that there won't be support for the SSD storage expansion at launch. So they kind of mentioned this, but I guess maybe we didn't necessarily acknowledge it, I guess. In that initial PS5 keynote, way back, I want to say last March, February ish. I think March. But yeah, so basically, on the PS5 there is a expansion slot, because you can't do the form factor is not like the PS4 where you can simply just replace the hard drive and then get the OS from the computer and put on a thumb drive and then update the hard drive that way. It does not work because the SSD is proprietary in the PS5, the primary, I guess. But you can there is an expansion slot where you can put pretty much of a pretty varying range of SSDs, NVMe SSDs into it. But I believe the issue Sony is running into, or not necessarily issue, but just something they weren't able to get done before the launch of the console is, I believe, certification of basically certifying particular NVMe drives that are fast enough to work with the PS5. So keep that in mind in terms of, I know a lot of people, include myself, I was looking at just biting the bullet and just getting it out the way and just already expanding the storage, and then when the update comes, then bam, I'm already good to go. But I saw a YouTube video in particular. I'm pretty sure it's probably been addressed regardless, but a video from Mystic on YouTube. He's like a big Sony content creator. he basically went through the setup, and he basically, out of curiosity, just hooked up a NVMe SSD to the PS5 to see what happens if you boot it up. And basically, it doesn't even let you boot up if you have NVMe connected, which is kind of weird because I thought, at least the impression they gave is that as long as it's turned off, then you don't need to. Yeah, as long as it's turned off, you don't need to worry about it interfering or anything because it's cut off from the system level. But I guess for whatever reason, maybe to prevent, I don't know, anything, it's completely turned off, and you can't even turn it off if you want to preemptively install NVMe. And then once it does is patched in to be supported, then they would you'd be good to go, which is a little bit of a bummer. That's kind of what my loose plan was gonna be, like to get one and then set it up and then wait, play the waiting game. So it's cool. I mean, it's obviously gonna come at some point, so I mean, it's not a big deal. But what a bigger deal is, considering that, is that at least as of now, you apparently can't store PS5 games on an external hard drive at launch, which at least a lot of people are reporting. So I think this pertains specifically to PS5 games, that at least the idea, or what we were led to believe, is that if you have a PS5 game, let's say you're done with it, you beat it, and you want to move it to give you more space, since you're not working with a lot of space to begin with, due to 650-ish gigabytes in terms of just storage overall, even though they say it's 1 terabyte. What happened to the 400, but OS and stuff like that, I guess. But yeah, that's the big problem. So hopefully that's in the priority in terms of getting patched soon. Because not being able to cold store PS5 games to an external hard drive, that's gonna be a big issue, especially considering the limited space where that space gonna fill up quick. Black Ops is yet again 200 and something gigabytes and stuff like that. Yeah, gonna be a hard time. You're gonna have a hard time. So I didn't check that when I got an updated the PS5 yet, because it was inundating me with messages regarding the games on my external hard drive, and I was like, just download Call of Duty. So we'll see. Maybe that could have been a day one patch. That seems like a day one patch, especially if there isn't any NVMe external support or extended secondary NVMe support. So yeah, that's pretty problematic. I think PS4 is fine. I think you can move PS4 games to hard drive and SSD just fine, but PS5 you cannot. You have to either delete it or keep it, and probably didn't delete something else. I guess that's a PS5 game. So yeah, at least for now, I'm definitely keeping my PS4 games on external and just playing off that, since that seems to be pretty fast as well. Maybe not as in comparison to the internal hard drive, but still decent nonetheless. And keeping that depression, that depressive train going. Chee. I can't help it. Yeah. So our hopes were up for PT, and lo and behold, it seems like after, I think Press had a pre-release build where you could play PT on the PS5, but they patched it. I guess this was from Konami or a demand from Konami, whatever. But now, it's with great regret and sadness that you cannot play PT on the PS5, regardless of whatever you do. It is futile, since it's cut off at the, I guess, external level. And it technically can, but it's being artificially cut off by Konami, going by reports. So, yeah, that pretty much sucks completely. One day, maybe, who knows? Hideo and Konami might make up, and we might get, they might, one, guys, we're enabling PT. Oh my god, I can't believe it. And guys, buckle your seatbelts. PT is available right now. Oh my god. Oh. One can dream. Okay, maybe I've been dreaming about this a lot, which I am one of the least people that should. I mean, I am intrigued by this type of horror, especially the direction of Hideo Kojima. Excuse me. We'll see though. Who knows? Anything's up in the air, especially with the PT Silent Hills rumors. Who knows if this actually could be that? Rumors are saying no specifically for that, like with Hideo Kojima's involvement, but man, that would be great. One other feature that I think is pretty damn cool, that I want to bring attention to, with the PS5. Mind you, I've barely had any time to mess around with the user interface and tweak stuff and, adjust things to my liking. I just basically just set everything up, started getting my downloads going, and just put the consoles in rest to record this for you guys. You see, look at this. I could be playing right now. Apparently, with the PS5, you can. It has a playtime counter similar to the Nintendo Switch. Whenever you're viewing your profile or other people's profile, where they show their the playtime of game, even though the Switch is it's super atrocious, where it's delayed. I think it's delayed by 10 days or something like that. It's some ridiculous number where it's literally forever until it updates with the accurate playtime of a game. Hopefully they somehow fix that, because that's just a shame. With the PS5 though, it does have a playtime counter, and I think one of the coolest things is that it does retroactively provide a play counter showing your previously played PS4 games. So if you want to just reminisce how much of a loser you are playing Monster Hunter, putting 1,000 hours into Monster Hunter, hey, PlayStation's got your back. Greatness awaits in your depression of greatness awaits in your depression. You probably spaced that out. Shuhei Yoshida, you just come up to you. Greatness awaits in your depression. Oh, come on. Oh, Yoshida. Oh, I supported you. So that's pretty damn cool. I'm definitely gonna nerd out over that. Look at all the games I've just wasted my life on, but not waste, because time you enjoyed is not wasted. Wow. I don't know who said that, but it's a great quote. Man, Overwatch, I know I'll probably put a decent amount of time into that. For Honor. Yakuza games. There was some site I was messing with. I think it was the PlayStation end of year summary where they gave you that number of your most played games. They didn't give you all the games. They only gave you the top most played game of the time, the most play genre and some weird, nerdy facts like that. So overall, this is pretty cool. I really love. I feel like that's kind of the theme with these consoles. It feels like so far it's just like a greater sense of transparency of like I don't know, just being candid with you about a lot of stuff and details and just cold hard facts, just to make you look at yourself in the mirror and like, what am I doing with my life? It'd be like that all the time. Moving on. Keeping in line with the PlayStation news, though, Sony is rumored to acquire Bluepoint Games very soon. So, for those that don't know, Bluepoint are the people that actually worked on the Demon Souls remake that just dropped with the release of the PS5, by the way. So, they did that. They did the Shadow of Colossus remaster. What else did they do? You know what? Out of curiosity, let's do a little research. Feel like they did something else, but they're generally known for doing remakes. It's pretty much the gist. Wow, they did a lot. So Shadow of Colossus, Uncharted, Nathan Drake collection. What is this called? What's the game with the girl that can Gravity Rush? Yeah, I think Gravity Rush. Gravity Rush series. I think I think they did Titanfall specifically for the Xbox 360, like when it was dropping on both platforms. Flower. They did Destruction All Star. Oh. Oh, that's cool. They did do the Metal Gear Solid collection, that which was really good. I definitely like that. God of War. I think the God of War remaster. Okay. So, just to give you a general gist of kind of their capabilities, they do some good work though. At least, especially going from the damn visuals of Demon Souls. My goodness, I am so ready to just die relentlessly in glorious 4K or close to it somewhat. But I digress. Let's see. There's some deals apparently. Look at some details from Bluepoint's angle. They want to make sure they get a shot at an original IP. They don't want to be simply a remake studio, even if they make more remakes. This is from the Reset Era thread from Marispan Rumpan. At least bullet points from the rumor mill. While they value and love their independence, they also realize the industry is rapidly growing and evolving. They feel comfortable with their existing partnership with Sony and decided to sell to them. From Sony's angle, very impressed with the work ethic from Bluepoint, creates groundbreaking remakes at a good pace. They have a good relationship with other Sony Interactive Entertainment Studios, particularly Sony Japan Studios that they work together with during both Shadow Colossus and Demon Souls. Ape Escape. I guess that's kind of rumored they might be doing Ape Escape next. That'd be pretty cool. The expertise, skill, and tech that Bluepoint has for their remakes can be used for future projects, not necessarily made by them. In other words, if Team Asobi decides to create an Ape Escape remake, they can go to Bluepoint for help. Yeah, that would be a pretty good get for Sony. I mean, even though they don't even do they really need all these damn companies? They like have a really solid foundation now, especially with them forming PlayStation Studios, which is all their various PlayStation companies from across the globe, formulating into one generalized unified company. So yeah, that's pretty cool. yeah, I feel pretty confident that Demon Souls is going to be pretty damn excellent. I didn't get a chance to play Shadow Colossus. I think I got it on PS Plus, so I will probably more than likely make want to go back to that. And man, just the possibilities. I was speculating. I think some people were like, the Metal Gear remake, especially considering how they actually did remake or help port Metal Gear Solid Collection to current, well, last gen now. Oh, that's gonna be so weird to say now. PS4 and Xbox One is last gen now. Oh, that's gonna be an adjustment. Oh, it's hard to fathom. We're in it's current gen now. Nurrent gen. It's crazy. Oh, it's beautiful. Moving on. Yes, we finally got the payoff, y'all. BioWare fans, well, maybe not BioWare fans, Mass Effect fans. I know you probably burned by Mass Effect Andromeda, but have no fear. Mass Effect Legendary Edition is here. So this was announced, I believe, last Saturday on N7 Day. They dropped a trailer for Mass Effect Legendary Edition. This was rumored a while back as well, I recall. So in the description, yeah, we'll read a little brief description. For many months, let me put my oh, it gets me every time. For many months now. Oh, it's hard. For many months now, our team at BioWare has been hard at work updating the textures, shaders, models, effects, and technical features of three enormous games. Our goal was not to remake or reimagine the original games, but to modernize the experience so that fans and new players can experience the original work in its best possible form. It's been amazing to see the adventures of Commander Shepard take on new life in super sharp resolution, faster frame rates, and beautiful visual enhancements. As game developers, we always hope that our games will transcend their original platforms. Having the opportunity to remaster the trilogy means that the fruits of a decade of our work will live on and will be experienced better and clearer than ever before. Oh, it gets me every time, man. I'm trying. All right. Mass Effect Legendary Edition will include single player based content and DLC for Mass Effect 2, and Mass Effect 3, plus promo weapons, armors, and packs, all remastered and optimized for 4K Ultra HD. It will be available in spring 2021 for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC with forward compatibility and targeted enhancements on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. More information to come in the new year. So there you go. Oh man, the presenter talk kills me every time. Ugh. I guess it's the fact that I could totally see just the cadence and the dialect is just I've so many press conferences. It's like it's ingrained now. Oh man, it throws me for a loop every time. Oh man. So either way, spring 2021, Xbox One, PS4, and PC. That's pretty damn dope. I am very excited to revisit Mass Effect again. I did play the whole trilogy back in the day. Hopefully I could save the Krogan again. Or Rex. He seemed cool. He seemed like an asshole, but he seemed like he had some heart in there. So hopefully I can make things right this time and not, kill him and just, just soak in my pool of regret. I just sound like some unnecessarily deep stuff that you would just write. I don't no, that sounds like some Max Payne stuff. As I let me get serious. As I sit in the foyer, I reflect on the pain and regret. A pool of regret even. As I soak. I get a little soaky. Not soaky. I get my fingers, they get a little raisiny. That's some shit I would write. just to give you a little taste. Cheesecake. Don't call me cheesecake. It was originally a mixtape, but I was like, you know what? It's gonna be a mixtape / book. So I think I'm gonna name the book the Cheesecake Chronicles, and then take it from there. Don't look too into it. This is way ahead of us. You don't have to. Don't get your hopes up just yet. Moving on. Switching gears back to PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 blowout. It seems like Last of Us and God of War will support haptic feedback. I believe I think it was kind of up in the air if haptic feedback was going to be supported for backwards compatible games or not. But this is a pretty good confirmation now that there will be haptic feedback. At least from what I've been hearing, like a side note, at least from what I've been hearing regarding the DualSense is that it's like the next best thing since sliced bread. It like even arguably may like trump the Xbox Series X controller in terms of just the immersion of it all. So definitely can't wait to get a concept idea of what it feels like to play it. But this is pretty cool. So I guess that also includes the adaptive triggers as well. So that's pretty cool. So like in combat, I guess the common example, at least that's always stuck with me, is the tension, like with the adaptive triggers, which I'm very curious to see how that actually is. Like when you draw back a bow, and then like when you release it, the feeling of the controller, and that's pretty cool. Oh man, and think of the goddamn Leviathan axe in God of War when it like you throw it, phew. Oh, that's gonna. Ooh, yes. And then I hear God of War has a 60 FPS patch too. So, yeah, that's gotta happen. Gotta replay God of War at some point. Put it on the list. Put it on the list right now. Just do it. Just do it. So, very curious to see some of the other games that will follow suit. That would be pretty dope to see how they actually implement the haptic feedback. And be honest, that's like a really cool game changer. And admittedly, for Call of Duty Black Ops that just dropped tonight, that's ultimately, I've been like, in my head, I was dead set on getting that for the Series X, but I was like, I think they recently announced that they had haptic feedback for Black Ops, with each gun is very different. So I was like, that's like the trump card now, where it's now getting me to, it's really the ultimate deciding factor between games now, it feels like. So yeah. But man, everybody's loving it. From what I'm hearing, they're loving these haptics and adaptive triggers. I can't wait to try them out, give you my feedback in regards to how I feel about my feedback of the haptic feedback. Not to confuse y'all, but in better news, not even better news, but even relieving news, at least for me, is Spider-Man for PS4. So they actually turned around now and announced that they will be supporting save transfer from the PS4 version to PS5. at least before we talked about it, I think in a previous episode, is that there would be no save transfer support to transfer your PS4 save the PS5 version of Spider-Man. But somehow they figured it out, even though that's kind of what I thought when I had a little rant about it. But it's either, regardless, it's definitely good for them to actually, give us, we've heard you moment, and, backtrack on something that maybe was a little controversial. Not controversial is kind of strong, but it was a bit of a negative to the, at least for me. It was like, I don't really want to play it again. I probably would have, after I beat Miles Morales, maybe play around with it a little bit, and then like, well, my saves aren't transferred, so I don't feel like doing this all over again, and just stop stop playing. But this definitely will encourage me to play more, or play. I'm curious how they're gonna treat trophies. I assume they're probably just gonna make you have to get them all over again, and do a new game plus, and get each trophy over again, which kind of is fine by me. That's a pretty reasonable like ground in terms, obviously if you want to get the PS5 version achievements, you have to play the game again. But it will kind of maybe be easier since you have all the costumes and stuff and abilities unlocked. So pretty cool. I think also one game that came out around the same year, which made them look real bad, announced that they would support save transferring as well, which I'm trying to remember what game it was. Pretty sure it was a PlayStation exclusive game that came out in 2018. I feel like I played it. Maybe it was Days Gone. I'm not sure. It was some game where you could transfer. It did support transferring from PS4 to PS5 save wise, which, Insomniac claimed they could do, but now they can. So either way, it's appreciated. Yeah, they did confirm. Yeah, trophies are exclusive to Remastered. So yeah, you have to get them all over again, more than likely. Or maybe not. I believe this is I'm looking at a tweet with the developer of the game, with the Insomniac themselves. I was hoping for stacking trophies so I can plat the game again. You can, the trophy lists are separate. Yeah, okay. So yeah, pretty much PS5 trophies are separate from the PS4 ones, and I guess there are exclusive ones for PS5 as well on top of that. So pretty cool. It's some pretty sad news. RIP. Well, not RIP. That's a little too soon. But you guys remember that game Marvel Avengers? It's really good, right? Yeah. Apparently not doing so hot. I believe according to statistics, they reported a 6.5 billion yen loss for Marvel's Avengers. And let's see, the volumes. They didn't get in too detailed, but I believe this is from an analyst, David Gibson. Let me double check. Yeah. That's kind of bad. I mean, it's not really surprising at the same time, considering the kind of cluster that Avengers had in terms of just the bugginess of the game, and the pay to win stuff, or I guess overbearing microtransactions. Those definitely bogged the game down, and then just the grindiness of it, and that's always a gripe with me. It depends on the game. Some games I do like to grind on. Some other ones, more often than not, I don't. But this one is one I don't necessarily want to grind on. At least I played the initial campaign, was satisfied, and then was done with it. that was pretty much it. So sucks, man. Hopefully they could turn around. I see Spider-Man, them adding Spider-Man, and then I guess the next gen update or current gen update might help, but I don't know. Especially the exclusivity with Spider-Man being only on PlayStation, that's gonna be definitely gonna ruffle some feathers. So probably the best news story of the damn week, I have to say. What does AEW stand for? AEW Wrestling, I think. All American. What does that stand for? All Entertainment? All Elite Wrestling. Okay. I would never have guessed that. All Elite Wrestling. So at least the person I recall from that is Johnny Omega. I think Johnny Omega. I believe Chris Jericho is with him too. And those are the only people I recognize, at least from the WWE days. Well, I guess Kenny Omega came later, but yeah, so they announced, I guess, in some weird Apple satire event that they are working on multiple games. I think a mobile game, and at least the biggest news attraction, I think, is a console game. But the biggest appeal of this is that apparently the director of No Mercy for the Nintendo 64 literally, I say still one of the best wrestling games of all time is going to be working on this game. So that gives me a ton of faith that this game is going to be pretty damn close or have a lot of very notable, I guess, callbacks to No Mercy, obviously without having a WWE license, which, is a shame that, the WWE isn't involved. But who knows? Maybe this could potentially work out to maybe have the WWE start working with Ukes to work on their wrestling games, because God knows they need it. Hearing the horror stories of the latest one that came out, it seemed like everyone is pretty bad, at least my impression from what I, hear from osmosis and stuff like that from media and stuff. But this is pretty damn dope. Not gonna lie, I'm not even have no clue about AEW, but the fact that they said No Mercy, one of the best wrestling games of all time, would definitely have my attention. Cue the Django meme. First you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. That's my old timey dialect. I'm working on it. All in all, they gave us like a brief trailer, no gameplay, but looks a little weird. But I mean, work in progress as well. But I mean, that's the same. You could say the same for No Mercy. The game looks, at least it hasn't aged visually that well necessarily, but still a damn joy to play. I remember playing with some random people at MagFest last year, and I was putting in some work. I was beating these dudes, and it was just fun. Just the whole spectacle, especially at MagFest, where it's like you got people chant like a a real wrestling match, which is funny as hell. Now I'm thinking about how MagFest is not gonna be this year. Sad. Either way, that concludes the news for this week. Let's get into what I've been gaming with. Modern Warfare. That's pretty much all I've been doing. I've been trying to basically complete everything to get ready for next gen, especially Cold War, since I pretty certain I'll just be playing that a lot. And I'll probably go back out of curiosity to see about how the PS5 and Series X plays with Modern Warfare in those respects. So I won't abandon you, baby. I won't abandon you ever. Don't worry, Modern Warfare. You're one of the best games ever. Best Call of Duties. I have to say that, at least currently. We'll see about Cold War. I have some apprehension, but we'll see. Outside of that, slam dunk. That's literally what all I did last weekend. I was organizing and getting ready for next gen or current gen, new Nurrent gen. So at least in the meantime, I was watching slam dunk, and man, just it got the hooks deep in. Just the arcs were getting really good each episode. I'm trying to reflect on it. Was so much slam dunk I watched, but just some, I guess, highlights in terms of the show, at least that struck me. Shohoku, the main I guess team that you follow in the anime, them winning, I think the districts, them winning the districts. Well, no, they lost. They lost in the districts technically, but then they had another chance to come back, to play second, which they did, and beat the rival that beat them originally in a practice game. Shoryu, I think is Shoryu or Shohoku. No, that's the main team. Leo, I think Shoyo. I might have that wrong, but basically the one team with it's only the recognizable coolest dude, Sendo, beating them, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. It felt like it was like 20 episodes for just one game, but definitely got Dragon Ball vibes in that respect. Like, it was like it's like 2.5 minutes for like 5 episodes. Like the clock never seemed to move, but that's kind of funny when I think about it now. But I was like, I'm enjoying it, so I'm like, I'm letting the autoplay do its thing. So, there was that moment. One interesting tidbit was how they actually showed the angle of the losing team. Like, I think it's the Rionen. I forgot the team name, but the one with Sendo, who's the star of that team, really. It was very interesting to show the angle of them losing and the what they had to do after losing, since they lost districts. Like, there were some third year basketball people who look like fucking 35, but they are in college, but anime. So they were showing a lot of the, I guess, dynamics of that, and like, third year people giving up pretty much on their dreams and things like that. So I found that pretty interesting. Like, they normally, I guess, in a typical story anime, generally, at least from what I've seen, like, they don't necessarily show the side of the opposing team or anybody but the main team, which I found that pretty fascinating. I guess the extent of detail they actually did as well, in terms of giving them a lot of screen time compared to the main team, Shohoku. So that was pretty cool. Any other highlights from that show, anime? It was pretty cool that Akagi, he's got recruited to play like the best team in college, which is cool. That's a kind of cool aspect that they showed, in terms of, like, the pressure of college now is on Akagi, on top of being a leader for the team, but now he has the pressure to perform and be the best. So now all that's riding. Yeah. Coach Anzai almost dying. That was kind of crazy. That did not see that coming. But I have to say it is really cool to see Hanamichi Sakuragi just progress as a person, which I think is the intent of having him be like a novice, and through the course of this anime, him growing to be like, uh, impeccable basketball player, which is pretty cool. So, and especially as somebody who doesn't even like basketball like that, like, I'm an admirer of it, but I don't go out of my way for it, or I don't, play the NBA 2K games unless it's like NBA Street. Then you speak in my language. But yeah. So I think currently they're getting ready for nationals, and there's a lot of, I guess, downtime in between that. I think they're doing a scrimmage match between, pretty much like they're making like an all-star team of the people who lost to them. They're making like an all-star team, and they're playing like a scrimmage game, which that's gonna be pretty interesting. That's at least currently where I'm at now. So yeah, all in all, man, all the people ran and raving about Slam Dunk. It definitely lives up to the hype still to this day, I think. Kind of feeling like I'm gonna have that moment, like I don't know what to do myself after it's over. I feel it coming, especially, I guess, considering I'm hearing at least what my friends are saying, that it doesn't end necessarily conclusively anime wise, that you have to continue it in the manga, which is kind of crazy. I feel like, especially with basketball nowadays, especially like at least what I feel like with the resurgence of kind of popular basketball players that are bringing more attention to the game, like LeBron James and other notable basketball players that I can't name because I don't watch basketball like that. But I don't know. I feel like Slam Dunk warrants to be remade or continued, or however they want to do that. They more likely would just start from scratch and remake every episode, I would assume. But underrated. I feel like it's like, even from like top anime people, or people always rant and rave about popular anime, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball, that yeah, I feel like this felt underrated. But then again, I'm a gamer, looking outside in, so maybe in particular circles that is actually the case. So all in all, Slam Dunk is great. I say, even if you're not into sports, I think this anime does a good job of bringing you inside that angle and giving you a better perspective of that, and putting a traditional anime in a basketball sports format, but making it very familiar from an anime aspect, with the anime tropes, which I am enjoying. So do recommend that still. Also, Mandalorian episode 2, caught that. I was a little late, but I ended up catching up watching that. A bit lackluster, it felt like. It didn't really feel like any necessarily notable, I guess, progress from a general plot standpoint, which is kind of what I wanted. Especially, they give you the damn tease at the end of episode 1. It was a lot to live up to, and I think it did disappoint to a pretty good extent. I enjoyed it still, but I mean, if I'm being really critical about it, it could have used some more, just general purpose in the story. It felt like this episode was like a side thing and not necessarily a main story, like kind of like a filler episode in an anime where you could totally skip this episode and not necessarily feel like you missed anything. And I feel like that's where you fail when you make, I don't know, especially a show like this with, multiple episodes, and you're not following a manga and being behind or ahead or whatever. So, yeah, I guess there's some small minor plot elements that will come back, but it just didn't seem significant enough for this episode. So that was a bit slightly disappointed, but I digress. Outside of that, that's pretty much it for this episode. That's all I got. Also, congratulations. I forgot. I'm sorry, all this new console madness got me forgetting about. Well, I am actually kind of still apprehensive because I'm in kind of disbelief that it actually happened. But our boy Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris are projected, at least, to be the next president and vice president of the United States, which is pretty dope. Have her first black slash, I think she's Indian and some other nationality, but our first one woman president and president of color, which is pretty awesome. And I mean, definitely knock on wood, God forbid that Joe Biden passes during his term. Potentially our first woman president of the United States, if things are unfortunate, which I do not wish at all, of course, but pretty cool just to, have that in mind. So yeah, racism is now over. We don't have to worry about racism anymore. It was some funny tweet I saw on Twitter where somebody apparently literally said that, like, oh yeah, don't, just because Joe Biden, Kamala won, don't mean that racism is gone. Like, somebody replied, who the hell said that? Nobody in the history of blackness ever said that. Which is true. It's like, what? No. Racist still gonna be racist. Don't get it twisted. So yeah. All in all, at least it's a good note. I know a lot of us were on edge, a little scared, very concerned, but we're somewhat put at ease. I don't know. Until he's in that White House, it's kind of why I'm apprehensive, I guess, for some reason. I don't know. Until we get that inauguration, whatever. I don't know. Now I'm definitely at less of an anxiety now, after it seems to be somewhat declared now. But you never know. So yeah. So congratulations to everybody who got a Series X or a PS5, or if you're lucky enough, got both, or if you're even luckier, got all three. Cheers. Good. Congratulations. You did it. You are a champion. So yeah, that will conclude episode 81 of Switch of Sights. If you did enjoy the podcast, feel free to like, rate, and subscribe on your favorite podcasting platforms. Any feedback, good or bad, is appreciated. If you want to watch this record live and see me look dumb and stupid on camera, you can do that on Twitch TV/aswitch. You can also catch the archives of this podcast on youtube.com/aswitch as well. Outside of that, really not much else for you. Oh yeah, if you want to submit any questions to the show, of course you could submit them at aswitchtv@gmail.com. Of course. Yeah, outside of that, I can't think of anything else. I don't know. I mean, we here, guys. It's next gen. I mean, do you feel it? Are your dreams powered? Is greatness awaiting around the corner? You know it is. You know it is. Go ahead and look around that corner. See that greatness. Feel it. Embrace it. While at the same time you're powering your dreams. Don't cough. Don't touch people that don't want to be touched. Get your game on. Oh, yeah.
Nobody's safe.